Welcome back to the Journey 2 podcast. And this is Shauna Ray. And I brought me a guest today. You all are going to love her. She's one of the women that I really admire. But before we get started, please hit your like button and join us with subscribing. So we'll just go on and get into it. I want her to introduce herself because I know that she's going to be able to introduce herself way better than I can. This is my friend.
Barbara Rutherford, her good friend.
Yes, her good friend. And Barbara, I wanted to introduce her to you all because I've watched her for the past decade or so turn into an amazing woman. She was already a woman that I looked up to, but she's become this amazing woman that never stops going. She has so many accomplishments up under her belt, and she is a wonderful mother. She's very accomplished in her job, and I just wanted her to be able to tell her story to you all to maybe even inspire somebody that is feeling down right now, or either just give you some motivation to be able to do whatever you want to do in life. So can we go from there, Barb?
First of all, thank you for all the accolades. Appreciate it.
No problem. It's just the truth.
Thank you. Well, I just want to say I have a lot to say. Obviously, I can't do it in 50 minutes. But being a mom, we're married first, widowed second, and a mom of 6. It's hard. And this is kind of for all the single moms, because I have a lot of friends that are single moms raising children. And I was a single mom after my husband passed away with 6 kids, 3 girls, 3 boys.
Wow.
And I moved in with my mom and had to work 2 jobs to support my children. I've always been on night shift, 19 years, because it's the only thing that worked when you have kids, especially if they're involved in activities like track, soccer, baseball, whatever.
So you was able to do all that too?
Yeah. I may not have been awake, but I was there.
Okay. Sometimes we're not awoke.
Right, exactly. I just want to say it's not easy. It's never going to be easy raising kids. It's a hard job. I think it's in the top 3 being a parent raising your children, even if you're a single dad or a single mom. It's hard. For the ladies and the gentlemen, I just want to say don't give up. Never give up. You just have to keep pushing, and you just got to kind of do what you have to do as a single parent to get it done. But I do want to say, as a single mom, we have to recognize that we can't be a dad. We can never be a dad.
Right.
We can be there to try to fill that void, but that's where your support system comes in, whether it's your brother, your uncle, your grandpa, church family. But as women, we cannot raise our sons. Mm-hmm. We can't. We're not supposed to. That's what the Bible says. Right. We're not supposed to raise our sons. But I know when the situation is you're the only parent, we do what we can, but we got to fill that void with, like I said, church family, your brother, your uncle, your grandfather. We just got to do what we have to do as single parents.
Were you able to find some good male figures?
Yes, I had 2 brothers, and then of course my church family, and I had uncles, and so that really helped with my sons, because I had 2 of them went to the military.
Oh,
so yeah,
good.
Yeah. So that was a blessing right there, because I was like, Lord, I'm gonna, and, they ask you questions as a mom. I'm looking at like, what?
So do you know why they chose to go to the military?
The oldest one said he wanted to be a Marine like his dad.
Oh, his dad was a Marine.
Yes. So I had 3 Marines in the family. And then my other son, he was working, and he said, I just felt like I'm not doing anything. So he went to the Marine Corps.
Okay.
I tried to talk both of them out of it. And I had to step back and say, no, that's their choice. Yeah. Let them make their choice. So that's the choice they chose, and I'm okay with it.
Are you military also?
No.
Just
okay. Military wife.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. But I guess that counts too, doesn't it?
Yeah, that does count, because you do all the sacrificing. Yes, you do the sacrificing with him.
So it was a blessing. I think it was good for them it fit their life and it made them into wonderful young men.
Good.
So my oldest one is married with 2 kids, and they live in Fort Worth area. And my other one is still in. He's stationed in Japan. He loves it. So, I'm happy. I think everybody turned out good, even though I was a single parent. I had struggles.
Yes.
Don't think everything was smooth, because it was not.
Yeah.
The struggles are really hard, but you got to have a support system, whether it's a friend, another single parent, or your mom, somebody you can call, and because you have to be able to talk about what's going on.
Yes.
So, and also, I want to say that when you're raising kids, multiple children, like I had 6, you put on a different hat with each one, because they're all different. They're not alike at all.
I think a lot of people get that confused as parenting, or people from the outside looking in. They
Yeah.
look at it and they like, oh, well, they all raised up under the same roof, so they should act a certain way. No, everybody's different, and you have to be able to allow the
Yes.
children to grow and be different.
Yes, because one child may react different to something, and this one might react different to something. This one, so they're not the same.
Right.
They don't think the same. They don't act the same. Their thought process is not the same. And raising 3 girls and 3 boys, for me, I think raising my girls was harder than raising the boys.
I get that. With me having 2 girls, I do
Yeah.
get that.
Because I don't know, the girls just,
It's something
Well,
about it.
they just got that little
I
attitude.
think they're more influenced by the guys and the girls, and the guys are just influenced by the guys, their partners.
Yeah, and see, my sons were more quiet. They played sports, they did their little gaming. They didn't really date. I mean, they went to prom and different things like that, but they weren't really out there like that. They weren't to party, or they weren't they weren't those kind of boys. They didn't go to parties and all that stuff. They just mainly hung out at school with their peers.
Oh, that's
the
good.
athletes. So yeah, now my girls, I'm going to the party. I'm going to the. Where you going? So it was just the girls it was a little more challenging than the boys. But I wouldn't.
So what's the age range with them?
I got 36, 35, 33, 31, 29, and 26.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're kind of all close together there.
Okay. That helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, because I was able to work and they would watch each other. So it was always 2 older ones. So I didn't have that issue with the babysitter, which made a big difference in my life. So, but I still chose to work nights so I can be there during the day and, be at their games and functions and things. So it worked out really well, but it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I cried many a day.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
I still cry many a day.
Yeah. Because we never stop being a
'Cause
mother.
You don't. I don't care how old they get. You worry about them. It's just.
And you're a grandmother too now.
Yeah, I'm a grandma and a great grandma.
You're a great grandma now?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Wow.
So I got 1 great grandchild. So, yeah,
That makes a difference.
and that's work too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
It
yeah.
is. It really is. It's.
But we can send them home.
Yeah, that's the joy of it.
Yeah, we can tell them. Be like,
All
okay,
over.
had fun.
Yeah. All right. Come get your kids.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So
Go
yeah.
back home now.
But I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love them. I wouldn't trade the experiences I went through. Or, I'm going through a little drama with my oldest granddaughter, or my second oldest granddaughter, and that's kind of funny to me a little bit.
Yeah.
But she's a girl, and
Yeah.
she's one of those girls that likes to do her edges and she want earrings, she want fake eyelashes, she want makeup, and I'm looking at her like, girl, we didn't do that growing up. It was
Right.
just so different.
This generation is
It
so
is just-
different.
they're different.
Yeah.
So talking to her, it's very challenging.
Yeah.
And my daughter calls me all the time, Mom. I said, what? What happened now? She put a lock on her phone. I said, tell her to take it off.
Right.
So she's gonna
Right.
be- So when
They're so smart though, and
know.
and technology has
Yes.
just really we're just not up on the technology like these kids are nowadays.
and they know we're not.
Yeah,
That's why they can do stuff and we don't even have a clue.
you think something's locked?
Yeah.
It's not locked.
It's not
They be
locked.
like, I locked it.
No, because my grandson, this morning, he told my daughter, oh, I know your code to get in your phone. Grandma, I know yours. It's blank, 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 blank. I know. How do you know
Why?
why and how do you know my PIN to get in my phone?
Right.
So They're just more tech savvy. And I guess we need to get up on that because they're doing stuff that I'm
We
like,
better.
yeah. So it's like I said, I just want to tell the moms, just like I said, hang in there and just keep pushing because it doesn't get easy. It's not going to be easy.
So are any of them like really close, like best friends? Or they all do their separate thing?
I think my last four are probably the closest. My oldest one, when he went in the military, they were all still in school, so he was away. So, but I think he's closer to my one daughter, Vashti. He's closer to her, my oldest son, Sylvester, than he is to the other ones. They got shoe
Oh,
stuff.
they
Yeah,
love
they
shoes.
love shoes. So
Yeah.
they got that shoe thing in common. So they're always talking about shoes. And so I'm like, okay. So, but I think Natalie's kind of in the middle. She can kind of take you or leave you. She wants to talk to you.
And Natalie's one of the middle. She's the middle child. Too,
She's
isn't
his second oldest.
second oldest.
So,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Is. Okay.
yeah.
She's the one of the littlest ones.
Yes,
So I always
yes.
like, okay, she's one of the little ones. She's not one of the little ones.
No.
She's just shorter.
Yes. But they're all pretty cool. They get along well, and everybody does their own thing. But they, come together at times, and so it's okay. They're not gonna be. Some kids are just not. Oh, we're gonna kick it together every day. No, everybody got their kids and their own lives, and they're doing their own thing. Everybody touch base at some point in the story. They call or hang out or something. But so yeah.
Does all of them have children?
Everybody has children except my third oldest. He doesn't have any kids.
Okay.
And then my baby son doesn't have any kids.
Okay.
But everybody else has children. So my oldest has two. My second oldest, she has three. And then my daughter, Vashi, has one. My son actually has three. Sorry. Yeah. So, yeah.
So how did you work it out with them in sports and everything? Were they all in the same sports to make it easier? Or
No.
with the different ages it made it just a little trickier?
I can remember I had two in elementary school, two in middle school, and two in high school. She was playing basketball. He was playing basketball. He was playing football. She was running track. So I was just all over the place at every school. And I had two of them played band. They were in, so just, it was always something going on every day. Oh, I got a game. I got a volley. Oh, one of them played volleyball. So everybody's kind of covered the gamut of sports. So I was always at all the events.
So you had a schedule to keep everything in order, or they kind of last minute said, this is what's going on?
No, I had their schedules.
Okay.
So I kind of knew, okay, I got a game today. Got one at 10. It'd be times where my oldest son would play a game, and then my daughter would have a game. So I'd be in the gym for hours watching them play basketball. So you just kind of sit there with all the parents and be like, hey, how you doing? I'm good. Yeah, good to see you again.
Right.
So, yeah, and then during the summer sports, I think they all ran track. So I was probably the last parent to leave the track stadium because all my kids ran track. And, of course, there was the distance runs, which are at the end,
Oh, my
and the
goodness.
relays at the
Yeah.
end. So
The longest
I was,
ones at
yes,
the end.
I was always the last one there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So did they pretty much support each other?
Yeah, definitely. They even do now. They do. They kind of,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, if you buy some shoes, let me know. I got some coupon. Get military discount. Let me know. So, yeah, they do. They do.
That makes a big difference.
It does. It truly does. It makes a difference when they help each other. And, when we're gone, they need to help each other. They're going to have to. They're going to have to depend on each other.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to instill with their mind. Just stay close because you're going to need each other. So, yeah.
So how was it with you working and stuff? You said you was working nights most of the children's lives.
Yeah.
So,
I've been working nights for 19 years.
wow.
The whole time. So, you get everybody off to school, and you go to sleep. You wake up about 3-ish, 3:30. Everybody's coming home. Fix dinner, hang out, talk. Then you take a nap. Then you get up again, and then you go to work.
No, that's a lot.
Yeah, you have to just do what you got to do. Just make it work the best you can. It's never going to be perfect, but I just feel like being there is more important than anything because they look for you to be there. And when you're not there, their feelings are hurt. They're not going to say anything, but, they are because other parents are there and they're like, where's my mom? She didn't show up. So I always made it a point to be at every game. It didn't matter how tired I was. It didn't matter what I had going on. It just, you need to be there. You have to. Because I can remember times going to my one son's band concert, and I was sitting up in the stands. He got up looking around the auditorium looking for me, and I had to get up and wave. He saw me, the biggest smile came on his face.
He was good then.
He was good.
Yeah.
He was good. He sat on down. He had his little chest sticking out like, yeah, my mom's here. There she
So
is.
did the rest of your family go to their stuff too?
Sometimes they didn't, but it don't even matter as long as you are there as the mom. You have to be there. And a lot of people say, well, I got to this. You got to make that sacrifice. You have to. Being a parent is about sacrificing every day. You sacrifice because they are the priority, and you have to be there. Because if you're not, it'll show.
Oh, definitely.
It'll show in the way they act, their attitude.
Yeah.
They'll be mad. You'll be trying to figure out, why are you mad? I'm not mad. And you can see they're mad. And the reason is because you didn't come. You weren't there. And they'll say, oh, it's okay. And it's not.
So that even though you say that, they don't really understand to
Yeah.
give you that pass.
Yeah. There's no pass. You have to be there.
Because they're hurt.
Yeah.
No matter what, I'm
Yeah.
still hurt.
Yeah.
I know you had to go to work. I know you had to
They don't care
get some
they
rest.
don't care about
but I needed you there.
They don't care nothing about that. You have to be there.
So can you tell me a little bit about how your faith has made the difference in your life with you being a single mother?
Well, many a day I spent crying, said, Lord, what am I supposed to do? Can you help me, please? I don't know what to do. You have to lean on him. You must, because you're raising kids. It's hard, and you need that motivation, that inspiration, that encouragement, that shot in the arm. You need that to keep going, because some days you'd be like, I don't want to do this no more. And he said, Lord, please help me to get through this.
Yeah.
Because
Only he can do it.
Yeah, only he can do it. He's the only one. Because it's hard. It's really hard. It's hard. But if you have a support system, whether it be like I said, your mom, your friend, because I talk to you at work.
Yes.
Because I be unloading some things.
We talk to each other.
Yeah,
at work. We done had to get through each other
Right.
through some stuff.
So but you got to lean on the Lord, because if you don't, it's rough.
It's gonna be hard anyway.
Yes.
And I think that's what people fail to realize. It's like it's gonna be hard either way it go.
Yeah.
So you can make a choice to
Yeah.
pick out and be by yourself on that ledge,
Yes.
or you can choose to reach out to
Yes.
God, because He got you every
Yes.
time. You just gotta ask.
Yes, yeah. And it may not go the way you want it to go.
And 9 times out of 10, or 10 times out of 10, it
Yeah.
ain't never gonna go the way we think, because we just don't think like Him.
No. But as long as you can get through it, you're good.
Yeah.
And go to the next day. Just start all over. Keep going.
With your church, does your family, does the family, now that they're all grown, the kids, do they go to church services with you?
Well, growing up, we went to church every Sunday.
Yes.
We didn't have a choice. But you make them, when they were younger, yes, they was in church every Sunday, Sunday school, the church youth groups, youth this. As they're older now, they don't go as much as I would like them to, but they're grown.
Yeah.
And that's their decision to make. You just pray for them.
Yeah, same here.
You just pray, and they'll come back.
Yeah. Because
They'll
if
come
you
back.
introduce them to Him,
Yeah, they'll come back.
He's
So,
like, I already know you.
yeah, I know you'll be back.
Yeah.
So you pray for that. You pray for God to protect them while they're out here, watch over them, and ask them to bring them back. So, and they'll come back. May not be when you want, but they will come back.
Yeah.
So
I believe that.
yeah. But children are one. It's good. It's nice having a big family and all the kids, all the grandkids, and everybody's together, laughing and talking, and bring it back. Remember when you did that? Remember when you did this? And everybody's laughing.
Or tell you about stuff that
Yeah.
they kept a secret from
Yeah.
you when they were kids.
Yes, I've heard a lot of that. I was like, what? You did what?
When did you do that?
Right. So yeah.
And why was that a secret? Why didn't
Right.
y'all tell me?
Because we know you'd be mad. You know I would have been.
Right.
That's why we didn't tell you. So I was like,
So what about your family size when you were a child?
it was 6 of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
6 and
It
6.
was 4 girls and 2 boys in my family. I'm the second oldest. Everybody is alive but my baby brother. He got killed some years ago. So,
Sorry to hear that.
yes. But it's, yeah, they're all living here. I got nieces and nephews, and yeah, everybody's good.
Is everybody here in Kansas City?
No, I have a sister that lives in St. Louis with my 2 nieces and my nephew. They live in St. Louis. Everybody else is here. So, everybody, yeah, she's the only one that's in St. Louis. But she's going to retire and move up here. So,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So you and her pretty close?
yeah, we're all close. She just, that sister that's annoying. You love her,
Yeah, yeah.
you know?
I get it.
Yeah.
It's 6 of us too.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
You know, you love her, and it's
well,
like,
I love you to life, girl.
right.
I love you.
And
to
she's
life.
that one that's funny because she called the other day. She's the one who always wants to outdo all the other siblings. Well, I got mom this. I bought mom this. Mine cost this much. And we're all looking at her like, okay.
We're not in competition.
Right, but she's like that.
Yeah.
What'd you guys get mom for her birthday? Well, I sent her some flowers. She got some other stuff coming. And we're like, okay.
So she's the only one that stayed out of state.
Yes, she's the only one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she has already picked out when she's going to retire and move back with everybody else?
No, she said about maybe 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
So we'll see. Yeah.
So why don't you tell everybody about your journey with your job journey, your jobs
Oh,
that
the
you've
job-
had
the job
and your
journey.
accomplishments that you've made with just growing in the work field.
Well, I started off as a daycare teacher. And then from there, I was in the police department for a while.
How long did you do daycare?
Probably about 4 or 5 years, little 2 and 3 year olds. So at some point in my life, I wanted to open a daycare, but I don't know if I want to do that now. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But then I was at the police department. I was a cop for a while. Then I left there.
I know that had to been interesting.
Yes, it was very interesting. Yeah, it was. That's how I met my husband, police academy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
he went to the police academy before he went to the
Well,
service.
no, he was when I met him, he was out of the service and he was with an FBI agent with the
Okay.
FBI. So then he ended up retiring from there and he moved up here and he decided he loved law enforcement that much. He went right back in the academy. And he was probably the oldest recruit in there.
It sounds kind of exciting, though.
Yeah. But he loved that. So we met and dated and ended up getting married. And then I got pregnant and I ended up quitting and resigning and staying home with my kids. Because we made that agreement to stay home with the kids until they get old enough.
Okay, that was
yeah.
good.
So I was at home with all my kids. They got old enough to go to school full time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that makes a difference too.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah, but I know being a single mom, it's hard to do that because you got to work to pay your bills and take care of your family. So after that, I did IRS off and on seasonal, and then once we left there, they said post office is hiring. Apply. So we applied and we all got hired.
Yes, we all got hired.
Yeah, we all got hired. And then in there, I was a mail handler. Then I think one day I was on the dock and I was loading those trucks. My shoulders were on fire. I stood in the middle of the dock. I said, Lord, what am I supposed to do with this? My arms hurt.
Right.
I can't do it no more. And I think I had tears rolling down my eyes.
So how long was your mail handler?
I started in 2005, 9 years.
Oh, that's a long time to be lifting boxes. and
Yes.
stuff.
And my shoulders, it was not good.
Yeah,
So I decided to go to maintenance to be a custodian.
that's a wonderful thing.
I did that for about a year, almost 2, and I said, Lord, I ain't ready for this yet. I need something else. So that's why I decided to go to maintenance to be a mechanic. So I did that, I was a level 7. I think a year later, I made my 9, and then I stayed at
Wait a
9.
minute. Let's touch on that for a little bit.
Yes.
So, you went from your jobs are so versatile. They're just so different from each other. First
Yeah.
of all, daycare to police
Police,
officer
yeah,
to
yeah.
what was the third one?
Mail handler. Well, IRS.
IRS,
Then the mail
and the
handler.
mail
And the
handler,
custodian.
and then custodian,
Then the
and
maintenance
then
mechanic.
mechanic. Okay, but at the mechanic level, have you ever worked with your hands before?
I mean, as single moms, change a bicycle chain, put a
Right.
table
Right.
together, that kind of stuff. But it was enough for me to pass the test.
But that's amazing though, because a lot of the mechanics usually have worked on cars, or they worked in fields where they was at a mechanic shop somewhere,
Yeah.
or a lot of them was like, oh, I worked at Sears and I put the stuff together at Sears
Yeah.
or at Walmart
Yeah.
or something. So that's really good that you was able to do
Yeah.
that just with the skills of being a mother.
Because, you took out the directions and read them and put it together. So just, I think having that concept of knowing how to read the drawing and figure it out and put the thing together, and because
Yes.
the drawings are crazy, you'd be like turning the paper like, what is this? So yeah, and that's what allowed me to pass the test. I think that helped me pass that exam. So once
So
I
was
got
you a
there,
custodian long before you took the test for a mechanic?
probably almost 2 years.
Okay.
But that's why I decided I can't do this for 10 more years or whatever. I said, I ain't ready yet. I'm not ready to. So I needed something else to.
So it was just too much chill.
Yeah, it was way too much chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit too much chill. So I said, no, let me do something else. Let me see. And that's when I found out about the maintenance part of, the level 7s and the 9s and the ETs. So then I decided to do that. So then I became a 7, and I was doing that for probably about a couple of years or so. And I said, yeah, let me see what else there is to do. So then that's when I did my level 9. But I think what lit the fire under me about that, some people were hired off the street, and then they were put in front of me on the list. And I would say, oh, no, no, no. Because I'd been there too long, working hard, trying to, get up that ladder, so to speak. So then that's when
So you were a lot like the kids. You was very competitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just said, no, we're going to have to. So I started really buckling down and really studying harder than I think I did the first time. And then I went and passed my test, and then I passed my interview.
That's impressive.
And then I was a 9 for a while, and then I decided I wanted to be a supervisor. That was challenging because I kept getting denied. But I kept applying, and I think one day I decided I'm just not doing this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore.
A lot of people don't know this about the post office, but in the maintenance department where we work, there is a brother club. It's a club that they kind of stick together.
Yeah.
And they tend to hire within family, and they like to make it a brother thing.
Keep it male.
Yeah, a male thing.
Male,
And,
yeah.
And then too, with you being an ethnic woman,
Yeah.
it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
That what she want.
Right.
What she planning on doing here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, we done let her get up to a 9 now.
Right.
Now what is she planning on
Right.
doing?
What she thinks she's
now?
doing? But God.
But God does
That's right.
it all, right?
That's right. So I got in there, got my position. I am proud. I think I'm the first African American female in the maintenance department, supervisor wise.
Supervisor.
So,
And I have watched you, and I've gotten upset for you. Because I'm like, why isn't she a supervisor yet?
Yeah.
Because I've seen you for many of years be a push-up supervisor.
6 years work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not just be a push-up, but be a push-up and teach some of the supervisors that came before you.
Yeah. So,
And I'm like, how does this keep on happening?
yeah. But it wasn't time yet.
It's always perfect time.
It wasn't time yet.
Yeah.
But now it was time. So,
Yeah, it's always in his time.
Yeah.
Because you even went over there to the automation side for a little while, didn't you?
I had never done I
Or you
had
didn't?
thought about it, but I decided no, I'm going to stay on the maintenance side. So yeah.
So, Barb, can you kind of give me a little bit of background from you going from being a level 7 mechanic to a level 9 mechanic and then becoming the supervisor? How did that help you, or did it help you?
Right. So, it's hard to supervise people that you work with because those are your friends.
Yeah.
You all, you're together, you do stuff together, you work together, and it's kind of like you think you go to the other side. Because I get teased a lot by David Kidwell. You're the enemy now. I said, really? Why?
It would be him.
Yes, it would be. So being a 7, being a 9, that helped me to relate because I was out there with them.
Yeah.
I know what it feels like. I know what they're going through. So when I'm having to come to them, I just come to them the right way, just respectfully. I don't expect anything less from them than I do from myself. So I go out there and I, just explain to them what I want. And they say, oh, okay. And they get it done. But I think it's just how you approach people because I know when I was out there and people come to you sideways or talking crazy to you or talking down to you, you take it personal.
Yeah.
It's very offensive. So I know coming from that side, being treated like that, that's not how you treat people or how I wanted to be treated. So I know they don't either. So it really helps because I know them. I've worked with them, so I kind of know where they are.
Yeah. You've learned their
Mentally
personalities
and
too.
emotionally, yes.
You can catch more bees with honey
Yes, you can.
than with some vinegar.
And it works.
Yeah.
Because I can ask anything of anybody, and they say, "Okay, Barb, we got it. We got you. We got
Good.
it."
And
yeah.
and you're the only woman,
Yeah.
not just ethnic,
Yes.
but you're the only woman supervisor too.
But when I went to supervisory training, that's one of the things they were talking about, being compassionate. And you have to be because people go through things, and you don't know what's going on in a person's life, and you come at them sideways.
Yeah.
That's not good. So during that training, that lady said, you have to have compassion.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to be able to be flexible and to bend with people because you don't know what they're going through. So that's why usually if my guys come to me and they need something, I got it. I'm there. If I can do it, I got it. Or I'll say, hey, let me check, and I'll get back with you. And I always make it a point that I get back. You have to get back with them. And they said follow up,
Your word's
follow up.
everything.
Yeah, your word is everything.
I think it's probably helped you a lot too with you having the 6 kids, 6 personalities.
Yes.
So now you have to deal with all these
Yes.
mostly men's personalities and like you said, the boys were easier for you
Yes.
than having the girls.
And that's why I think even growing up, when I was in high school and middle school, I only hung around the guys.
I did too.
I had one girlfriend, but we hung around the guys.
I was just a little tomboy.
Yeah, I didn't hang around the girls.
Yeah.
I hung around the guys because I didn't do the makeup thing. I didn't do I was just hanging around the guys. I got along with the guys. And even now with my maintenance people, I get along with everybody, even the women too. But I'm just saying it's easy to relate to them. And I guess it's because I had sons and I was over there. I worked with them.
I think being a mother, period,
Yeah.
makes a big difference with supervising.
Yeah,
I
it
think
does.
because we have that more of a nurturing spirit.
Yes, there it is.
Yeah.
That nurturing. You
Yeah.
want to make sure everybody's okay.
Everybody,
is
you got what you
good,
need.
You got what you need. Do you need this?
Yeah.
And that's part of it.
Because I'm telling you, when I need something and I know I need to come into the office, I already know who I'm talking to.
Oh, you talking to me?
9 times out
You
of
talking to
10,
me, Shauna?
I'm coming to find you. I'll be like, is
Where's
Barb
Barb at?
in the office?
And they all come in and they start right at my desk and sit down in
Yeah.
my chair.
Yeah.
I said, what's going on? Well, I said, okay, what you need? So yeah, it's,
But it's even been times when you've pulled the group out, like it's been times when I've known because with me being a MOS clerk, I deal with you, the supervisors, a lot. So it's been times when you all have been in a crunch, and who is the one to pull them out? That would be, and you're so humble about it. You don't be like, I did that. You just do what you do.
We a team.
And
We are a team.
I love that they acknowledge that, though.
Yeah.
They acknowledge you as the person. I think they know that you're the go-to person that they can go to, and if there is certain issues, then you're the one to talk to when it comes to that.
Yeah, because somebody approached me the other day, one of the young ladies from Tour 2, and she says, well, I'm thinking about coming to Tour 1 because everybody tells me that you're really good to work for and, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, thank you. And she said, yeah, they said, you want to work for Barbara, you work for her, So I feel honored, but I also know I have to stay like that. I have to honor God. I have to be who I am supposed to be. And that's what I try to do. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I try to be there for people. And it's just who even my kids. I mean, it's like, I'm like you said, I'm that nurturing type person.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs to be okay. Everybody needs to be, So, and it makes a difference because they know you care.
Yeah.
They really know you care. They do. They really, really do.
And being God-fearing, it makes the
Yeah,
biggest
and that makes
difference in everything
yeah.
because it kind of balances you out.
And I think people see that.
Yeah.
Well, you're just so happy today. I said, I'm happy every day because I got up this morning or tonight. I'm here. I walked in the door. I'm walking. I'm talking. I'm thinking. My brain's still working. So, yeah, I told him, I'm always happy. I said, you will never know there's something wrong.
Right.
Because I leave it in the car.
Right.
So.
I think it makes a big difference when you are the way that you are because of the fact that you don't push God on anybody.
No.
But they see it in you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's just natural.
Isn't that the way it's supposed to be?
It is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But you have some people that just like really try to push it on you. And I don't think that they realize that they're pushing you away.
Yes. It's a turn off.
Yeah.
It really is.
I
There's some
would
people
prefer
that do that.
For them to be like you are, where you could see,
Yeah, you
I can see the God in you.
Yeah, you see that light shining.
Yes, I see the salt and the light in you, and it shines within you without you having to do or saying anything. It just comes natural, and just to see the person that, I can't even say that, when I first met you, you were anything different than now when it comes to the way that you are you're soft-spoken, but what you say you mean. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I'm not going to give you a pass on it. If you're wrong,
Right.
you're wrong. But it's the way that you say it to where the person doesn't feel like they have to be on guard.
Right, yeah. They'll receive it. That's what you want. The whole goal is to get them to receive and understand it. Okay, I got you, Barb. I'm good. Okay.
Yes.
If you come at them with this attitude and harsh, they're not hearing you. They don't already turned you off, and it's like they ain't heard nothing you said.
It's like you wasted your time.
That's
even
what your
saying
kids
that.
do.
Yeah.
When your kids come at you, go to your kids sideways and look at you like, They heard nothing you said.
I heard you, but I ain't listening.
Yeah, well.
Be like, oh, so you heard me.
Right.
I could tell you heard me, but
Right.
you ain't listening just by the way you acting.
Yeah.
And grown-ups are the same way.
Oh, yeah.
They are. You can tell by their demeanor on if they really are taking in what you're saying.
Yes.
Or if they're just like, I'm not hearing nothing.
Yeah.
She's saying she could just keep on talking if she want to.
Because I know the other day I had to tell somebody about their break. And they got mad. But I came at them the correct way, and I just said, okay. And I walked away. I looked up. They was coming down the hallway. They came out of there. They was coming down the hallway. So, and this person is really just harsh. And they don't receive anything, whether you're saying it nice or whatever. But I just told him what I needed done. And he just had his cursing moment. I just said, okay. I walked away smiling.
Because I'm not going to be cussing
I'm
back
not,
with you.
no, because that's not who I am.
Yeah.
So, but about 10 or 15 minutes later, he come rolling down the hallway. He was mad, but he came rolling down the hallway.
They know when they're wrong.
Yeah, they know.
I know. And then with you being who you are and how you do
Yeah.
things, I think sometimes people do try to take advantage of that.
Yes.
And you just have to be like, okay, I have to stand my ground. And you'll let them mess up a couple times.
Yeah.
And then be like,
Okay. That's
Now,
enough.
okay, now today you might be having a bad day and you might need a little extra time.
Right.
But I'm not gonna keep on seeing
No,
you.
see, I shouldn't have to do that because we're
No.
adults. We're grown people. And everybody knows what they're supposed to do.
And like you said earlier, we're a team.
You're a team. That's what we're supposed to be, a
We're a
team.
team. And I don't think people get that, like, even beyond working.
Yeah.
It's like we are all of children of God's. So we're all being led by Jesus Christ. So we are all under the same umbrella of
Supposed to be.
we're a team.
Yes, we're a team.
We're supposed to be looking out for each other.
Yeah. That's the whole concept of being a team, working together, getting it done, get the job done.
It's gonna be better off when we working together
Yeah,
anyway.
it does because it gets done.
Yeah.
Instead of no, that's her job. No, that's his job. I get a lot of that. I said, doesn't matter. We just need to get it done. So and I have to go. I've gone out there and changed some belts or whatever. You can't do that. You're a supervisor. Well, but it needs to be done. So
Right. And we've been shorthanded.
yeah,
So,
we have extremely shorthanded.
so what is your next goal in life then? Since you've accomplished all these other things as a mother, as a businesswoman, what is your next goal that you want to be able to accomplish in life?
I want to retire healthy, happy, spend quality time with my grandkids and my kids. And, that's the next goal in life once I retire.
Do you know about when you want to retire?
The plan is 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years.
That'll come
That's
up
the plan.
fast.
Oh yeah, to be here quick. So that's the plan, unless something changes. But that is the plan. So I can hang out with my grandkids and do a little traveling with my grandkids and my kids, and yeah, just spend quality time with them. Because we don't know how much longer we're going to be here. So
No,
I want to
we don't.
retire and be healthy and enjoy my grandkids.
Okay, so
So-
you're gonna stay in Kansas City?
The plan is to retire to Texas.
Okay.
That's my plan. Because I don't like the cold. I can't do it anymore.
I think as we get older, we
Yeah,
all need somewhere
body
to be
can't
that's
do it.
warm.
Yeah, a little bit.
Even
different
if you
climate.
don't move there,
Yeah,
you can go
go
there
there
and
during
be
the
down
winter.
there with your son for
Yeah,
the colder months here.
yeah, exactly.
Even though starting to get cold there.
Did you see that? Yeah.
I'm like,
I was
wait a minute.
what's
What's
going
going on
on
with this weather?
Right,
This
because
weather-
I'm trying to go where it's warm, but it's cold down
Right.
there.
I remember when I stayed in Tampa, I was like, oh, it never snows. It's
Right.
not. And then people sending me pictures of snow on the
Snowing,
ground. I'm
right.
like,
Where
what's
y'all
going
at?
on? Maybe I don't know
Tampa.
where I'm gonna go now.
Right. That's what I was telling my son. It's how much, 32 degrees down there? It's supposed to be warm down there. So, yeah.
Abnormal.
So that's a good idea.
Yeah. Just go
Go there
for
in the
the-
winter and stay down there for 3 or 4 months.
What
Then
they call them? The snowbirds.
whatever they call
They call them the snowbirds when they leave for the winter months and then they come back
Yeah.
after when it starts getting warm again.
Yeah, I'd be a nomad traveling around
Mm-hmm.
from state to state. So, yeah.
Are you involved in your church?
Yes, I am. Choir.
Are you in the choir? You be singing?
Yes, girl, I can sing. And I liked working with the youth.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I really do.
Okay.
So, because I had to talk. I mean, dealing with my grandkids is hilarious. So I have an 11-year-old, and he was on his little game playing with his little friends, and they were cracking on him about his clothes. And he's getting mad. And I'm sitting there listening to the conversation. So I said, "Are you on? Are you muted?" "I am now." I said, "What's going on?" I said, "They making fun of your clothes?" I said, "So you like Gap, right?" He goes, "Yeah." What does it matter what anybody else has to say? It's what you like. It doesn't matter how they feel about it. They're not wearing it. You are. If you like Gap, that's what you wear. He said, "Oh." I said, "Yeah. Just like I like cheap. I like $2 shirts. And I'm okay with that. If you don't
But
like
it's what I want.
That's what I want. That's why I told him I'm a clearance person. And my stuff is cheap. And I'm okay with that. I said, so if you like Gap, love Gap. That's what you like. You don't let people try to dictate what you wear.
No.
So,
That was a good learning moment for
yeah.
him,
And
though.
he looked at me. He got back on the game. He was okay. I said, you like Gap, you like Gap.
Right.
So,
And sometimes kids are just mean anyway.
yeah, they are. You know that. He's going to go to 6th grade. And middle school kids are, that grade is, I think, is the worst to me. They're
Oh,
really-
yes.
Yeah, so teachable moments.
Yeah.
Even at work, teachable moments. So,
I think that them grandkids, they pay attention more than what we think anyway.
oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They really do. Because he knows my pin to my phone. So he pays
Oh,
attention.
that's the same one.
Yeah.
That's the same
That's
one.
the same one. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Well, you know what, Barb, I really have enjoyed you spending time with me, and I hope to God that we have helped somebody
yes.
be able to navigate their lives a little bit better or easier, and just being a single mom. Everything that you've said today has been very impressive. I've even learned more things about you than I knew already, and I pray that you have everything that you want in life
Yeah. Thank you, Miss
beyond
Shana.
this, and be able to retire and do everything that you want with those grandbabies and enjoying them. And is there anything that you think you might want to say that we haven't said to somebody that is going to be an encouraging word to a single mother or father that they can take at the end of this?
Just stay prayed up. You got to pray. Pray for your kids. Just keep praying for them because there's so much going on out here. And they need that. Just pray for them.
Well, I really appreciate you joining me today.
Thank you for
This
having
is
me.
my very first guest, and I am honored to be able to have my friend Barbara come and sit with us today. And before we leave, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's another The Journey to podcast. We thank you.